Oh, fuck, everybody. Welcome back. Mom, can I have another $1? You thought we were dead because Nick said we were dead, but it was grossly inaccurate.
Well, it wasn't that inaccurate. It was like pretty much, it was right enough.
It was just on hiatus. We're always on hiatus, you know. That's how we do it.
It's like saying it's raining out when it's sleeting, you know. It's like, yeah, pretty much.
Technically correct.
Yeah.
You're in the ballpark, the football park.
Yeah.
Which is
good.
where we are today. How come the logo on this football field was an enlarged goiter colored as the American flag? What are they trying to tell us?
Oh, shit.
This is social commentary of the 80s? When is this game from? It looks quite old.
Wow, that was easy. This is hard mode?
And
hell yeah.
Auspicious start for... Oh, what do we got? Bomb
Guzzler?
Jack, Star...
Dog, did you see the Hulk in the crowd? There's a Greenman.
Oh, no,
I don't think any of these games are real.
Oh, fuck, I messed up. Holy shit.
They killed whoever that guy is.
Your star quarterback is now a whole...
This is the greatest fucking football player of all time. Did you see that? He kicked a punt and then was kept up with it the whole time.
Yeah.
He's just like his feet are blurring like Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, great. I got a safety. Okay.
Little smoke trails trailing behind him and little blasts of matter. Like leaving a rainbow, you know what I mean?
I was going to make some kind of commentary on how unfortunate it is that our return to the internet is via elderly football game, and yet you seem to be single-handedly, not just by a team, but by a literal single person, stomping ass on whoever these people are.
I'm an actual football NFL player, and this is like elementary school kids or whatever.
No, this is like your Dr. Manhattan.
What? Well, no. It's more like a literal army of straw men because they're just standing there while you go right past them. They're not even attempting to stymie. How come why is that one guy a different color?
So you know who I am. Oh, he just ran out of the end zone. He
ran out of fear.
The Cerulean coward, I'm wondering about. Why isn't he... what do they have, goalies in this version of football? What is it, like soccer?
That's the king of their team.
Oh, shit. Oh, no.
Oh, dude. I see what's going on.
Nope, never mind. You're still twice as fast as whoever has the ball for their team.
The players are just painted. They're those perspective paintings that only look right from a certain angle. So from here, it looks like there's a bunch of guys on the field, but at ground level, it's just a bunch of smudges on the ground. It's illusory.
Red and blue streaks. Oh, yeah. That's what it is. It is the American flag if you're standing on the ground, but if you're up high, you can see it is a decidedly one-sided football game.
Yeah. What?
I just hit that guy so hard he has COVID now. Did you hear that? He just started coughing when I hit him.
You're gonna get this video flagged for removal by the Department of Homeland Security.
You really will.
Kyle.
And also... You're aware that people coughed before COVID existed, right? Please tell me yes.
You didn't invent coughing.
I've never heard a cough before until they said COVID was a thing. Oh, wait. What the fuck? He just went for the... Okay. Wow, that was...
That's only your mental blind spot for the suffering of others until it is topically related to your life.
Also, I'm glad that this game is keeping up our tradition wherein we are only ever the villains because it's giving all of the text upside down, meaning you're not the player, you are the antagonist.
Yeah, I noticed that, and I was not interested enough to point it out, but I am curious why they fucking designed it that way.
Oh, speaking of suffering, so we actually just saw each other recently. Kind of. I saw Nick a lot, but I didn't really see Keith too much because guess what? Keith showed up.
You were busy getting married?
No, that's not a reason why.
Because you should have been there for that.
Yeah, so I was trying to solve this problem that I have where every time I go to a...
You know me.
Every time like Caitlin has a friend who's getting married, I have to go to the wedding, and I don't know the people most of the time. So I was trying to solve this issue of like, how do you make weddings not suck for people who don't know anybody? So I'm like, okay, let's have like a party so everybody can meet each other, so they're not like at the wedding, and like if Caitlin and I are too busy, they can't do anything.
Icebreaker.
Yeah, exactly.
I get to know you. A meet and greet.
Yeah, so like Keith was like, oh, my flight gets in at 8 o'clock, which is when the party starts. So I'm like, great, glad you that's the time you decide to do it. But whatever, dude, it's fine. You can show up when you get there. So he shows up into town, and then he's like, hey, I'm hungry. I haven't had anything to eat yet. So I said, okay, well, there's plenty of places around where I live. Go ahead and...
I don't have food in my home, he said with, like, cascading reverb.
Well, we had people over. I wasn't going to have you just cook like a fucking turkey or some shit in the middle of my party that I was having. But
there were no facilities for you to heat up a mug of oatmeal.
Right.
Yeah.
So Keith shows up, and he's like, it's midnight for some reason. I don't know why it took him so long to get here. But it's suddenly...
very much farther away from the airport than you used to be.
No, it was like 9 p.m., and I'm like, hey, I don't know if like you can just go to a restaurant or some shit. So, I just killed that guy.
There were.
So I'm like, hey, go, make sure that wherever you go that they have the grill still open. So Keith's like, okay, cool. Well, there's a place called Kiwi's, which I've been to several times. Kiwi's is like a bar, but they have food as well. So Keith goes
Only
there.
Specifically New Zealand themed,
Yeah.
I guess you would say.
Exactly. So Keith goes there, and then he's there for hours, and we're like, what the fuck is going on? Like, where is Keith at? And then
it was somewhere around 11:30, and half the people had already left for the night.
Yeah, so I'm just like, hey, Keith, where the fuck are you? What are you doing? And
it's not my fault. It was an old people party, and everyone was turning in by 9. Didn't you see that episode of Almost
There? I said 11:30.
Yeah, but so eventually everybody leaves by midnight, I think, and then Keith still isn't at my party. And I'm like, where the fuck is Keith at? And then we go to pick his ass up because turns out Keith was partying at this fucking bar with a bunch of people he's never met before.
Accidentally, I was plied by liquor by a vociferous Dominican man.
Yeah, I don't actually
he kept
know.
telling me he was from Brooklyn. He kept... I only wanted one beer to go with my stupid meat pie because there was nothing else. But then the guy is like... He's talking at everybody. And I was like next to him. And I couldn't get away. And he got me another beer. And then he got me mystery booze. Some kind of Dominican thing, presumably. And it turns out that's well beyond my tolerance.
Well, so Keith stays there until 1 a.m. until we go pick his stupid ass up. And he's still there in the middle of it partying. Still having a great old time. He met other Caitlin, which he was convinced was going to be his wife or something.
No, she was a psychiatrist. She was a trained psychiatrist. I'm like, how fortunate. How fortunate I found exactly the profession I needed.
But you got so fucked up and so messed up and like you had the worst hangover of your life the next day.
Yeah,
you didn't come out of my office until I think 5 p.m.
Yeah, it was really, really lucky timing because it took just about as long to get back to being able to stand as when we were getting ready to leave for the rehearsal dinner.
And then and then after that, like, so we went to the rehearsal dinner, and then you didn't talk to anybody because you were so fucked up and hungover, and you didn't know anybody because you didn't come to the goddamn party, you son of a bitch.
That's multiple handicaps on top of my.
Yeah, I'm not going to apply any sort of defense. Don't get me mistaken here. But Keith showing up to the mixer would not have changed that part.
Yeah.
Maybe.
No one was going to get to know Keith. No one was going to have a conversation with him later, except for Corey and Ian, who found him interesting in the way that you might find a science fair project interesting.
Yeah. Wow, you made that volcano entirely out of paper mache and chicken feed. Fuck. Well, we eventually, Kyle, we did eventually because the day after the wedding, when their flight got canceled or whatever, we all went to First Watch and we had a party without you.
Right,
so it was like the second wedding.
Well,
it was a breakfast party.
The point I was trying to get at is that you could have been having fun, hanging out with us, getting drunk, but then you went and got drunk with complete strangers.
Those meat pies, first off, took like an hour and a half to come out. So that alone set me behind the 8 ball. And then second off, I had more than 5 drops of alcohol and it destroyed me because I haven't had anything to drink in 8 months. And the whole second day I could have made up for lost time, except I was pickled.
You were entirely desiccated. It was
pickled.
It was kind of funny to find out how little you actually had to drink and how long it laid you low.
Yeah, you're like, oh yeah, I had a couple of drinks, and then it turns out you had like 5 drinks.
3.
5 drinks max,
If I recall, like they were big beers though, like 3 large New Zealand-sized beers and mystery drink, which could have been anything. It might have been a Rohypnol. That guy roofo'd me.
Yeah,
no
you
one
could
was
have.
trying to slip you a Michael.
Well, maybe it was aimed at someone else and I intercepted it by accident, like in football. And then
that is not only perfectly accurate in the sense that like that could explain why it would happen to you, but also that is perfectly within your window of luck to have happened to you.
Yeah, pretty much. Last time I went to Florida, my car exploded. Second time, I took a roofie for some Floridian.
You took a pill-shaped bullet for a stranger.
Holy shit.
Although I'll have you know, Kyle, you should be proud of me though that bathroom was subject to untold horrors. I vomited so many times, and yet you never knew, did you?
No, because we were gone the whole day.
Puker. I'm a stealth puker. Yeah,
we were
you didn't
gone
come
the
home
whole
and
night.
find
You're not stealth. They just weren't in the living room.
Yeah.
I was aware of every time you, quote unquote, surreptitiously snuck in.
Well, my point is that they didn't come home and find their guest bathroom to be a Silent Hill environment.
Yeah, I was
by the end of the day.
I was worried that like I was gonna come into my office and it was just gonna be covered in puke. Oh my god, that guy just went way too fast.
Yes,
that would have been Kyle's reaction if he did come home to that.
He would have thought I thought it was funny, but he still doesn't understand my nuanced approach to puke humor.
Yeah, I guess.
Well,
my appreciation of when it's funny for someone to vom.
Oh, 1997.
The final bowl.
Wow, this is dog shit for 1997. Get out of here.
The last bowl that shall be destroyed.
Impulse. That's what we're called, the Red Impulse? Okay.
All right. You know what? I've not really been paying the most attention to this game, but given how much you were stomping ass at the beginning, this is incredibly close.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure I got diagnosed with Red Impulse after I came home from Florida. They gave me
like
cream.
When you play video game hockey with no goalies allowed.
Yeah. Well, that was Gridiron Fight. And that was the tale of how Keith ruined his enjoyment of my wedding. So join us on the next episode of Mom, Can I Have More Dollars?